All right, let's get real. MLM is an awesome opportunity to grow an asset, but what's with all these old school tactics still being taught? If you're like me, you want modern methods to scale and automate your business. Let's put the marketing back into network marketing and stop using hope as a business strategy. Welcome to Not Your Mom's MLM Radio. What is up, everyone? JP here, coming to you from Philadelphia with another episode of Not Your Mom's MLM Radio. Today, we're going to talk about outsourcing, and I'm really excited about this because if you are like me, a born and bred perfectionitis, you don't like to give up control. Do I have any control freaks listening and tuning in to this broadcast? It's okay if you are. Admitting it is the first step in recovery, right? But the thing is, when you're a business owner, we already wear a lot of hats, and you can't do that effectively or efficiently, and it's no different in MLM. So what we're going to talk about today is how do you outsource? What do you outsource? I'm going to give you all the things and the tools that I wish that I knew from the very beginning. And truth be told, even if I had these tools in the beginning, I had to learn a lot of the lessons the hard way, right? I had to go through all the blood, sweat, and tears, sacrifice so much of my own time. If I didn't do any of that, I might not even be here teaching you and sharing you all about automation. That's the whole point of this podcast, freeing up more of your time. And outsourcing is one of the best ways to do that. So if you like the idea of getting even more of your time back, and letting go a little bit of the control, knowing that it's all going to get done, it's all going to be great, and you don't have to, here's the key, and the main point I want to drive home is you do not have to stress about mastering so many different crafts. You're in this position, you're in this space of business ownership in the MLM space because you are an entrepreneur, because you know that you can leverage systems online and you can create wealth. That's why you're an MLM, right? So anyway, so it's really, really, really good to get in the habit of outsourcing some of the processes because you do not have to be the one who does it all. I know that if you're like me, you like to feel like you're Superwoman or, unstoppable. And you all are, right? You could drive yourself crazy, which I did years ago, and you could try to master all of these different pieces of business ownership in this space, right? I'm going to tell you a little backstory right now, actually. So years ago, when my son he just turned 9 a month ago. So back when he was a baby, like an infant, I was planning his first birthday party, okay? And I got at this point in my life, I was married. Wasn't introduced into the wonderful world of network marketing. And so I was staying home with my baby, right? I left corporate world just a couple months before he was born. And so now I'm at home and I'm spending all my time with this little boy, this angel of a child. And it was fun. It was so much fun. But I was getting a little bored. I was getting a little antsy. And for somebody who's always worked since she was 15 years old, I knew I did not want to go back to corporate America. I definitely didn't want to do that. I didn't want to miss more of my child. Yeah, I didn't want to miss anything. I wanted to be in it. I wanted to experience motherhood and witness the first steps and the first words. And that was always a non-negotiable for me. But I was getting a little bored. Taking care of a baby is the hardest job in the entire world. So don't get this twisted. It was exhausting. I was sleep deprived for at least the first 7 months. He did not sleep through the night until he was about 8 months old. That was torture. But I wanted something that was just for me. I wanted to get my entrepreneurial juices flowing. I wanted to have something like that again. I wanted to have something, and that was mine, that I could be proud of, on top of being a very busy mom. And so I didn't even realize this was going to turn into what it did, but I got into baking, and I always loved to cook. I always liked to bake with my grandmother, but I never really wanted to get into that at all in the professional world speaking. So what ended up happening was my son was about 6 months old, and I'm already thinking, I'm future tripping. I'm thinking, oh, what can I do for his first birthday party? It's going to be a big celebration. What can I do? So I started thinking of his first birthday party, and just planning the theme and all this and that. And I stumbled across, I think it was a blog. What was her name? Not Bakerella. Bakella, something like that. I don't really know. Gosh, I can't believe I'm forgetting this. I had her book. I actually went to a Williams and Sonoma to have her autograph a copy of this book. But she is deemed the guru or the creator of the cake pop. Okay, you guys have been in a Starbucks. You know what a cake pop is. Well, cake pops have only been around for the last couple of years in Starbucks, but years before that, I think it's Bakerella. I actually think that's who it is. I don't even know if she's still around, but anyway. I found a book. I found her blog. I bought her book. I started getting into making these cake pops, and I was really, really good at them. Not to brag. Well, I am bragging. They were really freaking good. Not just taste-wise. I have always been a creator. I have always been an artist not amazing, but went to school for graphic design. So I always was very big with art in high school. Then it went to college. Then I, digital art, and that's how I got into graphic design. So I've always had that creative side. Strong. It's a strong suit of mine. So when I was designing these cake pops, I had a couple people come over and have them. Long story short, it kind of started to spread through word of mouth, right? And I had people calling me. I started to post pictures on Facebook of these cake pops that I was making. Then somebody said, Jen, you should sell these. They're that good. I remember I made these like dinosaur ones that looked so real. I made robots and bumblebees, and they were 3-dimensional. It was not what you see at Starbucks, which is just this circle solid cake pop. I like added bodies to these things, and I mean, no joke, they were really phenomenal. So I started a little small business, and it kind of took over, you guys. Like I had an Etsy shop. I did have a website, I think, at one point, if I remember correctly, and I had the Facebook page, and I was getting orders after order after order after order. Shipping was a pain in the butt to figure it out. I had people ordering from, I'm on the East Coast. I had people from California calling me, and do you know how hard that is to ship an edible product? Now, I got such a new respect for incredible edibles, those incredible fruit basket arrangements, and just candy baskets and anything that was perishable that you had to ship and get to. It is not easy unless you have major financial backing and warehouses and all that stuff. So just remember this. I am a young mom, first-time mom, and I had a nice-sized kitchen, but I was doing everything. I was wearing all of the hats. I was the baker, the marketer, the cook, the chef, and the web developer, and all of it. I was doing all of it. And it was fun. It started as a hobby, became a fun little project, became a small business, then became a big business, and I could not keep up. And what started as something that was just a fun hobby that I really enjoyed, I started to hate, started to loathe. I did not want to do it. And it also was a great learning lesson because while I thought it would be great for me to be the stay-at-home mom, but also have a small business that was just mine, I was in the kitchen all the time. So I wasn't having that freedom of time that we all want so desperately. So I was burnout, and it was a good learning lesson. Now, let's talk about how that applies to MLM. You are introduced more often. Most of you guys listening to this can probably agree or have had this experience where you are introduced to the industry of MLM and you heard probably a buzzword, get passive income, retire in 3 to 5 years, replace your corporate income, your corporate salary. And that sounds great. And that's why a lot of us get into this industry. And the problem with that, which is, again, the reason for this entire podcast, is you don't have any freedom of time. So when they say it's passive income, I wish people would be a little bit more clear about that and explain that maybe that's after 5+ years of you going out in the trenches. The way that I'm generalizing, right? But the way that the industry generally teaches, which is the Home Party 3 Big this podcast is about. Because I want you to have freedom of your time way, way, way sooner. I don't want you to have to sacrifice more and more of your time with your loved ones, time with, other hobbies or things that matter to you, right? So, time to treat your business like a business, okay? I know how hard it is to give up control because we all think that we're the only one that can do it like we can do it. Nobody else is good enough, right? But it's crippling, and it stops and slows down your growth. And it's you just have to get okay with delegating. Delegating tasks is one of the, initially it might feel like one of the harder things that you've had to do, to relinquish that control, but holy smokes, it is one of the most powerful and amazing and underused things in your back pocket, in your business arsenal, things that you need to do if you want to thrive, if you want to grow exponentially. Okay, so there are tons and tons and tons of resources out there, right? Fiverr.com, I use it a lot. It's a great one. Upwork is another one. Freelancer.com is another one. There are so many tools out there where you can hire people, and yeah, it's going to cost you, but you guys, it's like penny. I mean, it's so minuscule, usually, in most cases. I remember the first time I used Fiverr, I was in shock. Somebody created an intro to a video that I was putting together. You guys have, you see them. You have it. If you're on watching this right now on YouTube, or if you've seen my YouTubes, you know that I have the intro and the outro video. Well, something like that. I outsourced that, and the woman was from, where was she from? I want to say Pakistan. And the dollar goes so far. It goes a long, long way when you use, third-party tools like this, or services like Fiverr or Upwork. You can hire people from all over, all different parts of the world, where the dollar is so much more and so greater to over there, right? So it's a win-win scenario. It's great for you. It's very inexpensive. It's great for the person providing you with that service or the product or whatever you're paying for, because it's also a huge financial gain for them. So it's an amazing tool. I highly recommend it. I mean, if you're not good, and here's what you need to understand. This is the whole point. You have to know where your strengths and your weaknesses are, okay? I'm a very strong copywriter. I am strong with graphics, though not as good as I used to be when I was in school or fresh out of school in corporate America, doing that as my everyday, as my job, right? But I'm still talented in that. I'm still good at that. That's a strength of mine. Social media is another strength of mine. When I was in corporate, I was also the head of the social media marketing department, running a team of 15 to 20 people, doing lots of social media managing. And so these are some strengths of mine. Weaknesses are things like some tech. I'm a little tech savvy, but not super great. Ads or traffic, those are things that I am not a master at. So I understand that I don't want to waste my time mastering it, because that's going to take away the time from the things that I'm already really good at, the things that, and to be here and to show up and to give content to you. That is where my strength lies. So I'm not going to try and waste my time and try and master all these other areas, okay, that are very important to my business, right? I'm not saying they're not. You still need those moving parts, those pieces, but you can outsource them. And that is what you should do. If you're not naturally talented in that, if that's something that doesn't come easy to you, if it's not a strong suit of yours, outsource. Okay? So I'll give you another example. If you owned a pizza shop, would you be the one in the kitchen making the pizzas, working the front, the counter, right, where the register is, taking the orders, the one bringing the pizza to the customers at their tables, the one marketing, the signage, maybe you have flyers or brochures? You would never be able to do all that. Your business would fail. That would be a big failure, okay? Look at your business like that. Look at your business like you would any other business, okay? You have to understand what you need to take control and ownership of, and what you need to let somebody else help you out with, okay? So that's the whole lesson here. That was this episode. And listen, I just want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, for rating and reviewing and subscribing to the show. It means the absolute world. The whole point of the show is to level up this profession and give people their time back, and to teach modern marketing in an industry that has changed my life, that is so incredible, but to get it out of the 90s. And I'm just really glad that you're here. So again, if you haven't already rated, reviewed, subscribed, I'd so appreciate you doing that. It's going to make it more visible and easier for other people to see and find out about, and we can help a whole lot more people that way. And last but not least, if you have not already gone to notyourmomsmlm.com, go there, grab yourself the free book, and let me give you the freebies that I put together for you, because they're super powerful. Everything from copywriting to chatbots to everything in between. You'll see it listed all on that website. So and it's free. So a couple bucks for shipping for the book, but you'll get all the freebies from me as well on top of that. So it's a really good deal. I really think you should go take a look at it at the least, and definitely should grab it. It's changed everything for me. That's, the first time I read that book is what sparked, that was the light bulb that I was looking for. That was the thing that I needed to hear. And the thing that I needed to see to realize like this was possible, like creating funnels, building things with modern marketing in this space was an actual possibility. And it's been proven and it's been working for a very, very small number of people. So that's what we're trying to help. That's what I'm here trying to help you understand and figure out and implement, so that you have a business that you actually love with a lifestyle and your time that's free to you to use however you want. All right. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you in the next episode.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Would you like a copy of the book that changed everything in my network marketing business? If so, you can grab a free copy of Network Marketing Secrets at notyourmomsmlm.com/book.